But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing fine. Um, I figured, including me, we all need to get over this poor me attitude. At least we got a nice, well, most of us got a pretty decent shelter to shelter in. Maybe not most of us, but probably most of the people that watches my channel does, because they've at least got some kind of computer or something to watch this on. And if you're safe and you're warm or cool, depending on what part of where you're coming from, then I guess it's time we all just pulled up our bootstraps and quit feeling sorry for ourselves. Not that I felt like I was feeling sorry for myself, but not at all the last couple of days. I think I'm getting pretty used to this. But for a while, I think I was. I think I was last week, or the first of this week, or whenever it was. It's funny, one day does. I always said one day seemed like the next anyway, because I'm not having special days I have to work anymore. But seems like just one day runs into the next. But just want to say hi to everybody and thank everybody who wrote me beautiful replies from my last one. I love your replies. And I did get some questions on what to read on, and that really helped, because that's really hard for me to try to figure out what to read on with so much going on. I do have to say, I just turned the TV off about 15-20 minutes ago and started writing up some notes. And the last thing I heard, and I think it was on the last word, is that Trump was tweeting tonight saying he didn't know why people thought we needed more ventilators. And what planet is this man on? I'm not sure that they shouldn't just go in there and take him out of the White House, because I don't think I think the man's crazy. Totally crazy. I know you've heard me say this before, but like I said, I've been hearing this for 2.5 months because my daughter was so worried, because like I said, she's been a respiratory therapist all of her life, and she's director of respiratory at a hospital here in San Diego, and she's been so worried for a couple of months about where they were going to get the ventilators if this came. It does make me wonder, though, since I did my last video, was when we found out that these senators and House members knew way ahead of time this was coming, that they were warned, the ones that traded in their stocks and stuff. So that meant the head of the Democratic Party knew this was coming too. And I just can't believe, well, I do believe that's why they rushed that little coup in there so quick, to turn this election around. But at the same time, did they know how messed up that Biden was? I mean, I even had a viewer ask me if Biden was going to make it to the election. Not because so much because he has trouble remembering things and stares off into space, but she asked me that because she didn't think he'd still be alive, and it wasn't anything to do with anything going around or anything like that or catching something. She just felt like his life was fading right in front of us, and I've kind of felt like that since he first declared running. And then first I thought maybe it was my imagination, because at that time I kind of had always liked him, and then the more I watched him I thought, oh no, they can't put him in there. He's not even really here all the way. Doesn't have both feet on the planet right now. But anyway, they did, and they're going to try to, and he more than likely will get in if he can live that long. So in fact, like I said, that's one of my deals I'm going to read on. Is he going to make it to the election? And like I said, she wasn't talking about him catching something. She just thinks he's fading, and the Democratic Party should have been shot for pushing through that election. Did you see all those people jammed in that basement voting? That was so horrible. But after he won the last primaries, and after he kind of gave that kind of slurred off kilter speech, if you could call it that, he was just standing there looking totally lost when his wife came up and asked him if he was okay, and squeezed his hand and everything like he was a lost child. So there's something really weird going on there. And I don't know when the corporate media is going to catch up with it and start talking about it. Probably about the same kind of thing they start talking about these new assault charges against him. That a woman's been trying to get her story out there for a long time, from what I understand, and nobody's been listening to her. But did they do that so quick to make sure Bernie didn't get in because they knew this was coming? They knew that if things got as bad as they are already, and it hadn't even got bad yet, was it they knew that most of Bernie most of his ideas at this time, and his ideal for America, is exactly what we're going to need with all this. And so that's one reason they were in such a hurry to push anybody in there. And if Joe was the only one they thought they could get in there, whether he was dead or alive, I guess they were going to push him in there. And I believe, too, in voting blue no matter who. I mean, even if something happened to Trump and they ended up putting Romney in there, which is not good, but if it wasn't for the Supreme Court and the judges and stuff, I would vote for Romney before I'd vote for somebody that I thought was in full-blown dementia, but I won't. I'll vote blue no matter who, and I'll tell you guys to do that too. And that's going to be one of my deals too. I had another viewer ask me to read everybody must be kind of thinking like I do, to see if Joe Biden was going to get a vice president that could save his ass. And that was their words. So that was another thing that people are asking. So I'm not the only one feeling like this. I mean, I'm sure I'm not. You know, the Democratic Party had a heads up from the CDC that this was coming down the pike. And I think that they knew once everybody found out what was really going on that they would like Bernie a little bit more than they did already, and especially his medical ideals. I don't know what the hell these poor people are going to do if they get free testing. It's like giving somebody a lollipop before you hit them over the head with a rock. But I've got 4 things to read on here from what my viewers ask, and another ask about Mick Mulvaney. It seems like after showing him sweating, and did he come down with the virus, or was he just exposed? I mean, he looked sicker than a dog the last time it showed him at CPAP. But has anybody else heard anything about him? Is he okay now? What's going on? Anyway, I'm going to do a reading on him. And then the last one, of course, is going to be Trump. And I just got ventilators, ? Is he crazy? Well, we all know he's crazy, batshit crazy. But I want to know if Trump will still be in office when the election time comes, so I guess we can do a reading on that too. Let's do will Biden pick a VP to save his ass? That's what one of my viewers asked. Will he pick a vice president that'll save his ass? Because if he doesn't, he's in big trouble. Even with Trump, and I'm not sure what he's in. He's in some kind of delusional world, but he's still, when he goes after somebody or wants to do something, he's still just as vicious and ornery and just like a junkyard dog. Somebody was calling him Caligula. I don't know what I'd call him. I know what I'd like to call him, but I don't want to say it out loud. Karma's a bitch. I'll just say that. Maybe the rest of you catch on to what I'm talking about. See what we got on the bottom here. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. All this time I just thought he was kind of mean, like a little patter and a little little reach out and hug people. Sounds like there's more there than that. I have a friend that's been telling me he was a creepy person, and I thought I'd kind of been taken up for him in that department, but after what I heard today, I'm not sure I'd do that again, ever take up for him on that. I felt like this lady was really telling the truth when she was telling her story. It made me cry. Let's go, will Biden make it to the election? That's the number one. And number two, I just changed them, but I'm going to go back. Will Biden make it to the election? Well, there's a... Well, he's got enough money backing him. The obstacle is the devil, so maybe he won't make it to an election. Although I don't think of what this person was talking about was his health, and I don't, for anybody, as long as it's not a painful one. So, but anyway, so we've got, yeah, he's got enough money coming in to make it to the election. The challenge to that's the devil. The foundation of its temperance. He can't hide to the election. Maybe there's some karma in there for him too. I don't know. Sometimes that's a karmic card. Yeah, it wouldn't be really good for him to make it an election because his past is just he's on too many gravy trains with too many people, the same people with the Republicans and most of the Democrats are all involved with, so it's not going to change anything if he gets in there one way or the other. It'd just be big corporations, which they just sold the rest of the United States what they didn't own already to him today, I guess, with this bill they're going to vote on. The sky is the lovers. Well, there's a lot of people that really like him right now. Really like Joe right now. A lot of people behind him. And he's right partnership with all the rest of them. But there's going to be a balancing act done in the near future. And the balancing act, I feel, the balancing act's going to be to see how much they can hide him until the election, I guess. They're going to have to keep him hidden. They can't pump him full of drugs or what. They gave him something to kind of wake him up for that last debate, and he still was terrible in it. But they gave him something to make him seem coherent. For a while. And I don't know why he's thinking about money right now. I mean, I know he's got plenty of money to live the rest of his life on. He ain't going to live that much longer. And I'm not saying that to be a smart ass. I'm the same age he is. I don't hardly have anything in the bank, but I think I got enough that at least I don't have to worry about eating until I die. I might have to move in with my kids. You know what? They might just support me so I didn't have to. In fact, I got a feeling they probably would. But anyway, right now he's got money on his mind, so I know he's not worried about backers, but something to do with money and security and that's what's going on with inside himself right now. I think I get the weirdest feeling that he had just wishes kind of that he hadn't even started this, that he doesn't really want to be president now. that he kind of thought he did, but now he's just not up to it, and he knows he's not up to it, and he wishes he could just stay home with his wife and his kids, and he's got enough money and not have to worry about all this right now. And the environment around him, okay, that's what put, well, and we knew that corporate Democratic money is what pushed him through there. So that's what's around him, that's what's backing him, that's what's up behind him, is all these really big money people that wanted him in there so bad and were terrified of Bernie getting in there. Or anybody, you know, that wouldn't jump to their tune. But most of the other ones that were running would have jumped to their tune pretty good, but maybe not as good as Joe. And he is looking back over his life, and he's still associating his life with money, even though he's supposed to be the down-to-earth senator all those years and down-to-earth person that was in government. But his whole life's been about what he put back and how much he could put back for his kids. This is the home and family card. And the future shows him sitting there as the King of Swords, so he definitely could. This is going to be something to watch, but it looks like he could definitely be in there, be our next president. The King of Swords there, so it looks like he could definitely be there. So that kind of answers the next question. Whoever he does choose for his vice president probably is going to cover his ass. I'm going to use these same cards for him again because I've been shuffling them with his name on them before I started this video. So I don't want to switch decks. I got 2 other decks in here for the rest of them. So it looks like he's going to make it, at least till the election. It looks like he could. That really wasn't on him winning. I'm not saying he's winning, but he was sitting there. He makes it to the election. So that answers that one lady's question that thought he was too sick to make it to the election. And the next one is that was just about making it to the election, and it looked like he was going to make it there and maybe even win it. And the next one is almost the same question. Is he going to pick a good enough vice president to save his ass and get him? Maybe that's why he had that sword. Maybe it already answered that yeah, he's going to pick somebody good enough to get him on through, because I don't think he can get through on his own. Not and win it. I'm scared to death we're going to end up with Trump again. And believe me, I am going to vote blue no matter who. I'm going to tell everybody else to vote blue no matter who. I'm not saying don't vote for him. I'm just wondering if he can hold himself together enough to even get there. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this is he going to pick a vice president? I guess we can just say a super duper vice president that's going to help pull him through. Well, he's planning on picking somebody to pull him through. Somebody's going to help him cover up his inabilities at this time in his life. A musician. Oh God, I hope he don't pick me or Pete. I don't think he will, because I'm not sure they're ready to put a gay person in there right now. And he said he was going to pick a woman. Musician. Not a musician, a magician. Magician. Somebody else that's good at pulling the wool over people's eyes. Maybe that's why his pick's going to be that good. because he's afraid he's not going to be there very long. He knows he can't hang in too long. That's him already knowing that he's going away. And he's worried. He's worried, almost worried that he'll win. That Ace of Swords is upside down. He's worried that if he wins, he cannot handle it. He's going to have to just allocate everything to other people. And let's just hope it's not Jamie Dimon and a bunch of other bankers like we've heard that he's going to get in there. But anyway, and he's definitely going to pick a woman. The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Maybe he will pick Stacey Abrams. A hard worker. Somebody that's fought to get where she can get. Could be Elizabeth Warren. Although I don't think he'd pick somebody from that side. It would be a good idea. I'd be much more willing to vote for him if he picked Elizabeth Warren than anybody else. And I'm not the happiest person in the world with her right now, but at least on some level I believe she's got the right ideas. So maybe Elizabeth Warren. Now, right now, he's not feeling like he can do anything too much. He's going to have to pick somebody to pull him through, or he's just by the skin of his teeth here. Here he is upside down again. Because he's seriously afraid that he can't make it. Here we're back on him again. But this is coming from within him, that he's afraid he can't make it. A lot of the people overseas, other leaders and stuff, would probably be glad to see him in there. And whoever he picks. That's interesting. So maybe that could be Kamala Harris. Although I don't feel like Kamala Harris. I don't feel like it's her. But that doesn't mean anything. We got 2 overseas cards here. So I'm not up on things that good. I hope it's not Klobuchar, but I'm thinking it's somebody that's got something to do, that's been on some committees or something to do with foreign relations, or I don't know. Maybe if he wins the nomination, he'll call up Kamala Harris and give her the same deal that we all heard that Obama gave him, and ask him if she wants to be Vice President or Secretary of State. If he does pick somebody to save his ass, it won't be because he's really responding good, because he's not going to respond good. And he knows it. But we got the Queen of Wands here. And it's somebody that has something to do with people overseas, whoever this woman is. She's pretty good at foreign relations for some reason. And as soon as she comes in, as soon as they come in, if they do win, he's going to be gone right after that. He's not going to be there much longer. He's going to be gone right after that to smoother waters. So that's what the cards are saying. I don't know. It don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but a lot of times I don't the cards don't make sense to me. A whole lot of times they don't. But anyway, the bottom card was the victory card. So, yep, he could pick somebody to save his ass, definitely. So it looks like he's going to have a good pick. I will say that for him. He's going to have a good pick. Be nice. And the next one is, I don't want to do a big one on him, but I'm going to do one on Mick Mulvaney. And see, Nick or Mick, I can't remember his name's Mick or Nick. I think somebody was calling him Mick the other day, and I wrote it down that way. But I was already shuffling these cards for him. Mick Mulvaney, where are you at and what are you doing? Where are you at and what are you doing? He did get some kind of ambassadorship somewhere. Weird. Was it Spain or was it? France? Where in the hell is he supposed to go? Anyway, haven't heard any more about it. So we'll just do a real quick 10-card layout on him and see what's going on with him. Mick Mulvaney. Oh, well, I guess if he was sick, it looks like he's pulling out of it or he's already in heaven. Oh, he's got the star and the strength card. He's got 2 major arcana cards right out of the box here. Maybe he gets the further he gets away from Trump, maybe the better he's going to do. Foundation of the situation is the Emperor. Is Trump going to turn around and pull him back to him? I don't think that would be main arcana cards. Getting close to Trump right now would be the poopy cards, I'd say. We got the Emperor underneath. Got the star. Got strength. Maybe he'll have the strength to tell the truth about the Emperor. That would be nice. A lot of lies and deceit in his recent past. Woo-woo. Maybe he is going to tell the truth. Got the Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. Bringing a gift to the people. Well, it would make people like him more in his future. If he did come across clean, I can't see him doing that ever. But unless he's forced to some way. Looks like secret and lies are coming out to the people. And he is definitely leaving, going to another country or going somewhere, going on a trip far out of our government, away from the main part of it. So I guess he's not staying. So maybe that's why he's so happy. He's got the star card, the strength card, because he gets to get away from the Emperor. Doesn't have to tell lies all the time for him. Feels like it's kind of a gift, and takes a deep breath, takes this trip. But the environment around him is the High Priestess. So there's still some kind of truth coming out. There's something coming out. There's something coming out that's got to do with him. Some kind of dirt coming out. Something's coming out on him. Some kind of truth that people don't know. Maybe it's got to do with the taxes, because here we got the money. It's just hopes and fears. Somebody's going to find out about a lot of money that went to the wrong place at the wrong time. That's what it is. And that might have to do with this overseas trip. It's money they stole from the poor. So yeah, whatever's coming out on him, no matter if it comes out right away or within the next 6 months or a year, it's going to be really bad things that he was helping Trump do that was screwing over the people. Really bad. I know that nobody's surprised about that. Truth coming forward. Truth coming forward. It's going to make the whole world sit up and take notice. Well, we'll have to see about that. If anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I need to check my mail. I don't think I've checked it for a couple of days. But if you want a reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. I want to thank Ann Harmon for a wonderful donation she gave me. And if it was for a reading, I'll email me and I'll catch it, because I'm going to check my email first thing in the morning, probably before I go to bed tonight. And we can set up a reading. But if it was just a donation to the channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I wanted you to know that. Good night, everybody. And remember, if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Bye-bye now.